Well, a successful trip to the South Coast, and Emily Scarr stepped up to the plate as well.
Yeah, she delivered. Really pleasing. I thought it was a pretty solid performance, although it wasn't perfect. We travelled and got the job done and into the hat for tonight's draw, which is pleasing. Delighted for Scarzy. She got the nod to play through the middle like she did last season, and she's hit the ground running. So really pleased for her to get her first goal of the season.
And Jenna as well to open the scoring.
Yeah, that's a Jenna Deere trademark, arriving at the edge of the box, and she's got good technique and she's hit the target and made it difficult for the goalkeeper, and delighted to see it go in the back of the net as well.
And you always knew, I think, that game was going to be a difficult one because the warning signs were there from the league game up here.
Yeah, and we took a lot of learnings from that game. They had 2 players missing because they were ineligible for the FA Cup, but it was pretty much still a strong team for them, and I thought we went there and really dominated without really getting out of third gear. Again, a lot of entries into the final third where we maybe should have been a little bit more clinical, but we're getting there, and each week I think I'm seeing a better performance as we go, so hopefully there's more to come as well.
Start for Brianna as well, so that's her on the comeback trail.
Yeah, it was a big game. It's always hard when you've been out for so long with injury. You try to build players up through letting them play for the under-21 team, but it's not quite the same. So it was a good, solid performance from Brianna. Thought the back line was solid. Demi hasn't had an awful lot to do again. So in terms of the foundations are being built, and as we say, we're getting stronger and stronger.
How pleased are you with that? Another clean sheet, because I know that's the foundation from which you build on.
Yeah, it was part of our review at Christmas that we wanted to go after, and I think the performances, since we've started this turn of the year, have been better defensively. So I'm really pleased about that, and I think the rest of the game will follow in terms of us. We are scoring goals, but I think we're creating a lot more chances than we need to convert.
As you said, you're in the hat. It's 6:30. Who do you want?
Who do you want us to get?
When did you get a Super League team at home?
We're definitely going to get a Super League team, but I'll be delighted with a home tie. That who knows. I'm not going to say who I would prefer, but I would definitely like a home tie. Is it crossing your mind? I know you've got to concentrate on the league games coming up, on what sort of challenge this is. I mean, it's a real sort of test of how far you've come, and it's a great challenge in so many ways. But then you do know you can see how big the divide is between the Championship and the Super League. Yeah, I think it's always nice every season to try and pick yourself up against a team in the top division. It's a good reminder to see how big the gulf is in terms of what we need to do to get closer to it. So yeah, it's going to be tough whoever we get, because we know they're in the league above, and that's not to be underestimated. And I think it's exciting. It's a different type of challenge. It's a nice distraction from the league as well. So, and again, it gives an extra fixture, so we don't have a free weekend. So everyone's a winner.
And next up for the league is London, who now perhaps showing their credentials, game in hand. They're potentially the Championship leaders.
Yeah, I think they're a really good side. I think they've got some unbelievable players who play for them. I watched their game at the weekend against Arsenal. Thought they did really well, and we're good on the road. We travel well, and it's certainly going to be a tough test.
I mean, they're an ambitious club. I mean, they obviously laid their cards on the table about where they want to be and who they want to be. Does that make things harder for you in one sense, going up against a team who've got that sort of mindset?
I don't think so. I think we like to be the underdogs, and we like to try and spoil the party as such. But we've got to take confidence that we beat them at Appleton. It was a tough, tight game. We defended well. Demi was player of the match. She made some good saves, and we've scored off a set piece and missed a penalty at the death. So we've got our own strengths, and we need to make sure that we look after ourselves and keep doing the right things, and we'll be competitive.
And finally for me, just a quick word on Eleanor and how she is and what the scans.
Yeah, there's no real update yet in terms of length that she's going to be out. We're still kind of waiting for feedback from second opinions. Cheers.
How do you view the league now in terms of the promotion race and where you sit in it?
I think we're still in it as such. like I said, I think as more games get played, obviously the gaps are going to appear. I think it's still going to be competitive, and I think there's still going to be some twists and turns before the end of the season.
I mean, the unusual nature of the league, it was sort of a situation where every game was going to matter, sort of whatever point of the season, but we've reached the point of the season, I suppose, now where every game really matters, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's important that you pick up points in every game that you play, just to try and to stay close to the teams that are at the top, and obviously London City are one of those teams. You know, we're going to go and try and win the game down in London. Cheers.
How was Libby, Mel? Looked like she had come pretty much straight off.
Yeah, it was a strange one. She's gone to strike, and the players kind of struck the top of her foot as well, and she's got a nice hole in the top of her foot. So it was pretty painful, but she's fine. She's out training this afternoon, so she'll be fine for the weekend.
And with this cup run, obviously, from your perspective as the head coach, it's just about winning matches, but obviously because it changes the competition, the club is making quite a lot of money off it. How significant is that? We know it's obviously wants to be a sustainable club. When you're looking summer window, moving the next 12, 18 months, just how important is this? Because I mean, it could be worth 200 grand, potentially more.
Yeah, I think it's important. You know, with over recent years when the prize money hasn't been as much, and they've changed that to reward the clubs, been more financial. I think it's huge. You know, like we've won quite a lot of money so far, and we want to try and get through to the next round as well, but ultimately it goes back to the club, and you know, it's above my kind of grade to say where that money's going to be spent, but you know, it certainly gives you a good opportunity to invest it back into the team. And
you obviously had Man United at Appleton a couple of years ago, and really acquitted yourselves really, really well in that game, but I think the team's developed a lot since then in terms of the style of play and, and the technical ability of the team. Probably is that something that quite excites you, sort of being able to showcase that development?
I think so, and obviously we weren't a full-time team then either as well, so there's lots of comparisons, and it's going to be nice just to see how close we are or how far away we are in terms of where we need to be.